Top 6 food rich in vitamin D. Do you know which vitamin your body produces when exposed to sunlight? Yes, it is vitamin D. But, up to 50% of the world's population may not get enough sun. And 40% of the US population is deficient in vitamin D. This is partly due to the fact that people spend more time indoors, wear sunscreen outside, and eat a low Western diet in the good sources of this vitamin. The recommended daily value (DV) is 800 international units, 20 micrograms of vitamin D per day of foods. If you don't get enough sunlight, your intake is likely to be closer to 1000 IU. Over time, this can lead to a wide range of diseases, such as depression, anxiety, mood disorders, autoimmune diseases, arthritis, irritable bowel syndrome, osteoporosis and many others. Today we are focusing on best list of healthy foods which are rich of vitamin D. Keep watching to make sure click subscribe and ring the notification bell to join us on MZ Health Tips. 1. Salmon. Salmon is a fatty fish and one of best sources of vitamin D. According to the USDA Food Composition Database, one serving of 3.5 ounces 100 grams of farmed Atlantic salmon contains 526 international units of vitamin D, or 66% of DV daily value. Whether it is wild or farmed salmon, it can make a big difference. On average, wild salmon caught 988 IU international units of vitamin D per serving 3.5 ounces 100 grams, or 124% of DV daily value. Some studies have found higher levels in wild salmon, up to 1,300 international units per serving. However, farmed salmon contains only 25% of this amount. One serving of farmed salmon provides about 250 IU international units of vitamin D, or 32% of DV daily value. 2. Cod liver oil. Cod liver oil is a popular supplement. If you don't like fish, eating cod liver oil might be a key to getting some nutrients not available in other sources. It's an excellent source of vitamin D, at around 448 IU per teaspoon, 4.9 milliliters, which holds 56% DV. It has been used for many years to prevent and treat childhood deficiency. Cod liver oil is also a great source of vitamin A, with 150% DV in 1 teaspoon, 4.9 milliliters. However, vitamin A can be toxic in large quantities, so be careful with cod liver oil, and be sure not to eat too much of it. Plus, cod liver oil has a high content of omega-3 fatty acids, which many suffer from. Canned tuna. Many people enjoy canned tuna because of its taste and easy storage methods. It is usually cheaper than buying fresh fish. Canned light tuna contains up to 268 IU international units of vitamin D per 3.5 ounce 100 grams portion, which is 34% of DV. A good source of niacin and vitamin K. Unfortunately, canned tuna contains methylmercury, a poison found in many types of fish. If it builds up in your body, it can cause serious health problems. However, some types of fish pose less risks than others. For example, light tuna is usually a better option than white tuna. It's safe to eat up to 6 ounces 170 grams per week. 5. Egg yolk. People who don't eat fish should realize that fish isn't the main source of nutrient D. Whole eggs are another good source, as well as great nutritious food. While most of the protein in an egg is white, fats, vitamins and minerals are mostly found in egg yolk. A typical egg yolk contains 37 IU international units of vitamin D, or 5% of DV. The levels of vitamin D in egg yolk depend on sun exposure and vitamin D content of chicken feed. When given the same nutrition, the raised chicken in the pasture that wanders outside in sunlight produces eggs at levels 3 to 4 times higher. Additionally, chicken eggs given in vitamin D may contain up to 6,000 IU international units of vitamin D per yolk. This is a whopping 7 times the DV. Choosing eggs from chicken that are raised outside or marketed as having a high vitamin D content can be a great way to meet your daily requirements. 6. Mushrooms. With the exception of fortified foods, mushrooms are the only good vegetable source of vitamin D. Like humans, fungi can synthesize this vitamin when exposed to ultraviolet light. However, mushrooms produce vitamin D2, while animals produce vitamin D3. Although vitamin D2 helps raise blood levels of vitamin D, it may not be as effective as vitamin D3. However, wild mushrooms are excellent sources of vitamin D2. In fact, some items contain up to 2,300 international units per serving, 3.5 ounces 100 grams, almost 3 times the DV. On the other hand, commercially grown mushrooms are often grown in the dark and contain very little D2.